Okay, we're here in Snow Hill, Maryland, the hunting lodge of the famous Dr. Will Regine, champion radiation oncologist known throughout the world as the only radiation oncologist who hunts. So Bill got a nice deer last night, right at 5:30 or so. It's the typical time of Bill.
It was like 5:05. Well, it's really, I think it's the first time me and Vin have hunted together with rifle here.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a second rifle season. It's like January, I don't think today's January 9th or something like that, 2021. And we went out in the morning, we didn't see nothing. And then we went out yesterday afternoon, and Vinny was in a blind up there, and I was in a blind back there. You might see it through the woods there. You see that blind? I don't know if you can see it. And about 5 o'clock, behind me on the clover field, I saw a spike and a doe. And then out here came 6 or 7 does, and then a nice big bodied buck, but it was only a high forkhorn. So I didn't want to shoot the forkhorn. In the meantime, I'm getting texts from Vinny. He's seen a bunch of deer. How many deer did you see?
All in at least 10.
10.
Including one
So
spike.
I picked out the biggest looking doe because can't eat the horns, and Julie's an amazing chef when it comes to preparing venison. My kids love it. So I very calmly I had my muzzle loader that I loaded again last week, and I didn't discharge. I figured, why waste the bullet? And when I shot a doe last week, it was face on at about 100 yards, and I shot with the muzzle loader, and I dropped it, didn't even take a step. So this was a broadside shot. This was probably about 120 yards, but I felt I was so confident from the week before. I shot, and all I saw was tails running. The buck went to the woods closer to Vinny, and then all the other does came in here. And then by the time I shot, it was about 10 after 5, and me and Vinny, we learned a lot from our trip to Kansas this past year. That, you know, if you hit the deer, you don't want to push it. You usually want to wait at least half hour to 45 minutes. So it was dark, and we knew the temp was going to get below freezing. So we said, well, we'll just go in, very confident that we got our new advice on tracking deers. And so we didn't do anything last night. Had a nice dinner, usual. Broke out our bottle of wine. Didn't do any celebrating. Came out this morning, usual time. We were in our blinds by 6, and then we decided by 7:30 we would go look for the deer. And it is 7:55, and here's a deer about 25 yards into the woods, probably about 60 yards from where I shot it, in the middle of the field.
And virtually no blood.
Yeah, no blood. Leaves are brown. We got lucky. You could look at the splatter. It must have bumped into this tree
Yeah.
here. And I don't know how it turned around. There's a little bit of blood on the leaves over here, and then you see some.
Maybe it was leaning up against this tree to catch its breath for rest. Moved a little further.
This is the exit wound. Right in behind the shoulder, so maybe there's a little angle. He's frozen stiff. She's frozen stiff. So it'd be interesting to see where the entry wound is. Let's see. Oh, Vinny can see anything?
No.
Oh, he's leaning. He's trying to stop the blood. It's all covered.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Right behind the shoulder blade.
Good shot.
Blood. And meat on the table.
Yeah, there we go.
All right.